Welcome to your Tuesday morning yoga class. And so last Thursday I did a class that was all strengthening the upper body. So there was a lot of downward dogs and all fours and push-ups and handstands and arm balancing. And so this class we're going to do the exact opposite. There will be no pressure on your wrists and hands. So there'll be lots of the other stuff. So if that's something you're struggling with, mark this one so you'll remember this is available for you when you need it. That being said, go ahead and get yourself situated on your yoga mat. Get your blocks, although we probably hardly need blocks. Just get yourself comfortable. And when you're there, go ahead and let your eyes close. Maybe let out a few deep sighs as you arrive to your mat, to this time you set aside for yoga. Arriving in this moment, in time and space. With that clear recognition that there's only now. The time spent with our minds wandering in the past and the future are not real. Coming back again and again to the breath in this moment. I'm coming back to reading a poem out of the book Go In and In instead of some of the other books I've been using. It speaks to me more than the rest. And the one I opened to today is called Born Again in Radiance. Who can resist that first optimistic moment of dawn? The dazzling sliver of light, sun rising, rounding, making the profound shift from promise to presence. Every possibility contained in a single instant. Light linking us to vastness. Light reaching back to the formation of stars. Light that will not let us forget that we are daily born again in radiance. Letting those words sink in. Recognizing that every moment we're born again in radiance. Right here, right now. Let's just take a minute to sit with that vision of a sunrise and the sense of our breath in this moment. This moment in radiance. And then let's begin our practice with those 3 breaths. We inhale And exhale. In and out through the nose, long, slow, with sound. And last one. With that next breath, we open our eyes and lift our hands to the sky, reaching up, wiggling the fingertips, and exhale, let those hands come back down. Repeat the inhale, hands up. This time we look up, fingertips touch, reach the thumbs back, exhale, hands come down, eyes look forward. Again, like that, we inhale, look up, and exhale, look forward. Leave the left hand where it is and reach the right hand up and over. See if you can turn those ribs more up as you gaze up at the sky. A little rotation with the stretch, keeping right sits bone on the earth. Feeling the earth beneath your left palm, but not putting pressure on it. So if you notice you are, reach the left hand out and come up on it. Just touching the fingertips down can help you from not putting pressure, since we're keeping pressure off wrists and hands today. Come on up, that hand comes down. Let's reach those fingertips out right away like that. So reach that right hand out, just touch the fingertips down. We're not gonna push into them. And reach the left hand up and over. And again, little rotation as you look up, dropping that left shoulder slightly back. Checking in again with this hand. You should be able to lift it. The right hand. One more good stretch there from hip through fingertips, and then bring that hand down. Bring both hands up again. We're gonna do this cactus arms and W arms a few times. Elbows reach down and back, fingertips are spread wide, nose looks up. So we'll do this in different positions. So this position, we're using our upper back, almost like when we do cobra, but we don't have to use our arms. And then spread those arms out wide, and a V, and again. So just introducing these moves that we'll be doing later. And hands up in the V, and then down through a prayer in the middle. And come to all four, we're not going to all fours. Where we're going is come to one end of your mat. Actually, I'm gonna do it facing you. And then we're gonna shift our weight to our feet. So just coming into a yogic squat. Hands come into prayer. Palms press slightly together. And then we're gonna stand up. So if you can, use your hands as the rocket and just stand up. And let those hands come over the head. If that's too much, then go ahead and bring your hands to your knees. Gently push and lift, and then bring the hands up like a rocket. And then the hands come back down and around. Hands come up again, eyes gaze up, a little arch to the upper back, thumbs reach back. And then exhale, forward fold. Bending into the knees. I'll take this off so you can see, and letting your belly come to your thighs. Drop your head. Our feet are a little further than hip width apart from when we came up through a squat. Finding the stretch. And then inhale, slide the hands up halfway, but keep a little bend in the knees. And then we're going to reach both hands back, and then right hand forward. So just like in all fours, we use this core strength, belly pulls forward spine. We're doing that here. And then right hand back and left hand forward. Belly keeps pulling in. One more time right. And one more time left. And then back through the center and back to forward fold. Hanging here. And then inhale again halfway. Hands slide up. Chest reaches forward. Back to forward fold. And then come all the way up. You can roll up or do a reverse one. And then hands come up over the head. And then let's do those cactus arms. Squeeze between the shoulder blades, also can be called those W arms. Eyes gaze up, so it's that cobra move, that opening of the chest. Hands up to the W, look forward, and again, look up, squeeze those shoulder blades together. And then stretch the hands up. One more time like that. And back to the W. Hands come together, forward fold. Now let's kind of bring some flow into that. So we inhale halfway, exhale forward fold, inhale all the way up, fingertips touch, exhale W, cactus arms, and up. Two more times, cactus arms, and up. Again, also feel that core, like the squeezing, there's this arching of the back, and then tucking of the tail. So again, like all fours, just showing you that difference. Next time you're up in this V, again, forward fold. Inhale halfway, exhale forward fold. This time here in forward fold, let's heel toe, our feet together, so our big toes touch, heels an inch or two apart. Hanging here for a minute or two, knees slightly bent, feeling the difference in the stretch. And then again, inhale halfway, reach those hands back, holding here, belly tucks in. But this time, let's see if we can reach both hands forward, hips reach back. So it's a variation of chair. But with a flat back. One more breath here, hands reach back, and then hands swing up all the way up to standing. Thumbs reach back, hands are parallel. We look up, and then hands to heart. Well done. From here now, we're going to go ahead, since we're going to not do any chaturangas. From standing, I want you to put your hands on your hip and come to the top of your mat, if you're not already there. We're going to bring that right knee up, finding the balance. Keeping the hands on the hips. Letting this lower leg be loose. And then from here, we're going to reach that right foot through and back and step back to that high lunge. Everybody with me? And then we're going to go ahead, we'll go ahead and reach those hands back by the legs, and then come up for a full high lunge. And you decide how low you're going to go into this high lunge. And then swinging hands back, chest forward so we get that long line, and then up. Chest forward, hands back, and up, arms like swords. One more time. Arms up. And this time with a little spring loaded back here, then that back right knee, we're gonna, bring back up, if you can, all the way to knee up, and then knee down, hands at prayer. Okay? So new patterns when we take out the chaturangas, right? And we still can always adjust yoga for anything. So many ways. Lift that left leg, find the balance in the grounding through the right foot. Hold here, let that left shin be loose. finding your balance, finding a focal point. This time you kind of know where we're going. You're taking the time to get settled here before you shift the body weight forward, swinging the left leg back, reach back with that left toe, and then set it down for a high lunge. Left foot back, and then find how low you want to lower these hips, keeping the knee over the right ankle, hands on hips. So I like to get those hips squared to the front. And find your depth. Then reach the hands back, chest slightly forward. And then come up. A little arch to the back, thumbs reach back. Arms like spears, and then forward, shift forward. Come up. Shift forward. Come up. Shift forward. Come up, and then with that spring-loaded back leg, bend into that knee. Whoop, launch yourself back up and that knee forward. Bring off the screen. And then hands to prayer. Put that left foot down. Well done. So you're beginning to see, oh right, I can take the chaturangas out. So even when we're in a practice where I'm doing the chaturangas, say you have a wrist injury and you want to do a previous one, just take them out and go from side to side like this, or similarly to this. Okay, again, here from standing, hands on hips, right knee up, whoop. Then we'll step it back, again, swing it through, step it back, but this time, turn that right heel down. And see if your heels are lined up. We're going into warrior one. And then there's a tendency, notice your hips want to turn. Whoop, bring them back. And a great way to get yourself situated is to reach the right hand out, straight ahead, and pull that left hip slightly back so they're really squared to the front. Beautiful. And then let's bring both hands back again. So same thing we did in high lunge, but this time in warrior one. Hands up, and hands back. Hands up, and shifting that body weight, and back. Hands up, hands back, hands up. And see, this is where usually we would do the chaturanga. Our hands would come down and we'd do plank. But instead, whoop, we step that right foot up and bring it down. Left leg up. Hands up and then to hips. So we do the same on both sides. Find the focal point and step back. Turn the left heel down. Line those heels up. And then reach the left hand out and pull that right hip back so we square off those hips. Just a little trick for alignment. And then reach both hands up. And shift body weight forward and up. Forward and up. Forward and up. Forward, hands back, and then let's launch. Knee up, through the prayer, and back to standing. Well done. This time, up here at the top, let's go ahead, again, put those big toes together, heels 2 inches apart, hands at heart. This time, really reach that booty back. Back, 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 keeping those knees locked over the ankles, booty back, booty back. So we already did this, then reach the hands back, flat back. But this time we're gonna swing back and forth from chair, hands reach up, hips stay where they are, body at a 45-degree angle, tail's tucked, and then back, hands come back. So the upper body doesn't, well, actually let's move it. Up, and then when we come, let's lower the chest so that it's parallel with the floor. Hands up at the 45, and then drop the chest, hands reach back. Again, hands up, drop the hands, chest reaches forward. The last one, hands up, And then stand back up, hands at the heart. Well done. Again, this is where normally we throw in chaturanga, but we're not going to. From here, with hands staying in prayer, we're going to bring right knee up. And this time, before we step that right foot back, let's just find that warrior three. Heel reaches back, finding this balancing pose, keeping palms pushed together in prayer. Reach that right heel back. Again, this is like all fours when we reach the leg back, right? But with no hands. So hold this for a few breaths, this warrior three, and then step the right foot back, toe grounds, turn the right heel down, adjust your hips, square them off. You know where we're going now. Hands come up, warrior one. Now, we're adding on, so we're going to go to that warrior two. Our first warrior two. Looking out over that left middle finger. Dropping the hips. Reaching this right hand back so that there's this long line. And feeling the strength in our thighs. Keep holding, building that strength, building that heat. Then drop the right hand and reach the left hand up and over. Reverse the warrior. Holding here. Nice stretch. And back to warrior two. And then let's straighten that left leg. Drop the right hand again. And reverse the triangle. And you should be getting this nice stretch here. Right hip through those ribs. So just like when we started seated, I was saying reach this left shoulder back and kind of look up at the sky. That kind of as much as you can, shining that chest up. Nice stretch. Back to the starfish-like position. That left toe still pointed to the top of the mat. Then shifting left ribs forward. Drop the left hand, reach right hand up. Now this left hand, no pressure. You're not pushing on anything, touching anything. Let's use the shin, although you said you probably wouldn't need a block, which you really don't. But if you want to use a block, you can have that block there for balance, but you're not pushing into it. And we're going to make sure you see that difference. We're not putting pressure on our wrists, our hands. Right hip reaches back. Eyes gaze up at the right thumb. Triangle. Come on back up. To starfish. Drop that right, bend into that right knee. Warrior two. Turn the hips back to the front and the arms both up. Warrior one. Spring loaded joint, bring that knee back through and step down, hands at prayer. Well done. I'm going to go to the other side, so move that block if it's bothering you. Inhale, both hands up. Exhale, come to chair. Hips back, knees over ankles. Arms back, lower the chest. We'll do 3 of these. To chair, drop the chest, arms back. To chair, arms back, lower the chest, to chair, and arms back. Let's see if we can do this and step back there. Probably shouldn't have switched that so that you come back to high lunge. I don't know, whatever. Not the same on both sides, but that's okay. Left heel down, keeping hips square, find your warrior one. And then, since we've done those, let's go to warrior two. Lower the hips, spread those arms wide, and look out over the right middle finger. Really engage the legs muscles. Let them be squeezing the bones. Kind of pulling the heels toward each other so you can really feel those legs engage. Flip the right palm, reverse the warrior. Just shines to the sky. Right hand up and over. Three to 5 breaths. Back to warrior 2. Straighten that right leg and drop the left. Reverse the triangle. Get a big stretch. Back to starfish. This time we reach those right ribs forward. Then we drop the right hand, find your shin, your ankle, the floor, and reach that left hand to the sky or the block, but no pressure. So you can always check by picking up this right hand and shaking it out. And you know you're not putting pressure in it. Keep that back of the left hand reaching back and eyes gazing up. Crown of the head reaches forward. Back up to starfish. Bend into the right knee to warrior 2. Turn to warrior 1. Spring load it, step through. Lift me up. Hands to prayer. Drop the hands, mountain pose. Now, before we go to the next standing series, let's go ahead and throw in up here a beautiful tree pose. So we've been playing with balance. We reach that right knee up, but this time we're going to turn that knee out to the side. So go ahead and use your hands to reach down and place that foot on the inner thigh. If that's not available, use your big toe on the floor or foot on the shin. Bring your hands to prayer. Now, let's go ahead and open the hands, pressing the hands to the wall, and then back to center. Opening, little heart opening, and back to center. Heart opening, pressing hands to the wall, back to center. Woo. Challenging our balance. Then let's bring both hands up, palms face forward, fingertips spread wide in a slight V. And then we're going to drop the left hand and reach the right hand over. The left hand's on the thigh, and then switch sides. Right hand kind of grabs the back of the right hip, and left hand over. Oop. Playing with our balance. Smiling, and then come back to prayer and release that foot. We'll just go ahead and do the other side. Pedal out your ankles. Boop, boop. Hands back to hip. Bring that left leg, knee up. Turn it out to the side. Bring the left foot to the right inner thigh. Hands to prayer. Find that focal point. Press the hands out to the side. Bring them back together. Open the bellows of the lungs. Opening and closing at your rate. And then we're going to bring hands up to that V, fingertips spread wide. And then playing with that balance, drop the right hand, bring the left hand over. Challenging ourselves. Back through the center, then drop the left hand behind the left hip, right hand over. Back to center, back to the V. Like victory. At least for me that time I didn't fall over. Hands to prayer. And step the left foot down. Well done. Let's go ahead and flow go through one more standing series. Let's see, we'll get there a little differently. So let's inhale, come to the top of your mat, not all the way there. Hands come to the above our head, eyes look up. Let's first feel this and find a little bit more of an arch. So reach those thumbs back as far as feels right as the hips move forward. And there's our back bend. Beautiful. Then come back forward. Hands come through prayer, hips reach back. As we come back to this pose we're familiar with, belly to thighs, hands reach back. But this time we come up to chair, and we bring our hands to our heart, and we're gonna turn to the right, right elbow up, left elbow to the outside of the right knee. So again, not using hands, but finding a twist. And then what I thought we would do, if you want to challenge, is reach the left foot up and then back. So we step back into this high lunge twist. Nice, huh? From this high lunge twist, turn your chest back forward, drop, well actually let's straighten the right leg will come up and place the left heel down. I think it's better to get rearranged up here. And then we're going to reach both hands forward. We'll drop the hands, they're just touching. Again, you can use blocks or just your mat on fingertips. So we're in pyramid pose. And then from pyramid, where I want to go is twisted triangle. So this left hand touches right leg, and the right hand's going to reach up to the sky. Whoop. Twisted triangle. Three to five breaths. Then drop the right hand. And from here, we're going to step this spring-loaded back leg forward and come into forward fold. Belly to thighs, drop the head. And then we're going to do something, bring left hand again to right foot, bend into this left knee and reach the right hand up. So twist it, forward fold. Doing a bunch of twists right here. Drop the right hand, and let's come up to standing for a pause. Hands apart. Nicely done. A few breaths here to reset before we go to the other side. From here, reach hands back, belly to thighs, back parallel with floor. Then we come up to chair, then we bring hands to heart, tuck the tail. We're going to turn to the left elbow up, prayer hands at the center of the chest, right elbow outside left knee. Hold here for a few breaths, twist a chair, and then, if possible, place your weight in the left foot, reach the right foot up. This always looks like a flamingo to me. Then stuff that right foot back, and you will be in twisted high lunge. Come back forward. Let's to high lunge, then straighten the left leg and put the right heel down. Both hands come up. And then we're bringing the chest forward and dropping the hands and bringing the chest over the left leg for pyramid. this left leg, the knees rotating out, and the belly comes over the thigh. Now from here, we're gonna place the right hand on the left foot or the floor or a block and reach that left hand up. You should have a block at the top of your mat if you need it. Twisting triangle. One of the harder poses. Not putting weight in that right hand. Drop the left, and then let's step forward to that forward fold. We're going to twist it forward fold before we come out of this. Right hand to left foot, left hand up, bend the right knee. Stretch left hand up, right hand on the foot. Eyes gaze at the side wall or up. Back to forward fold. And then we're going to drop our hips and come up on the balls of your feet. Okay, so we're sitting on our heels. Bring our hands to our chest and find this balance. So my thighs are parallel with the floor. I'm balancing on my balls of my feet. Pretty challenging balancing pose. And then you can bring your hands to prayer. It's a great foot exercise also. And then hips back, heels down, reach the hands forward. And then roll back up to where we were. Hands to prayer, thighs parallel. Then drop the knees. You're sitting on your heels. We'll roll through that one more time. Lift the knees, hands forward, back, forward, and drop the knees. But this time, we're going to come up the kneeling. So stack hips over your knees. Toes are still tucked. So let's bring our hands to our hips. Thumbs are in our lower back. Reach those elbows back. And lift the heart. And no pressure in the wrists. Here's a back bend. You're pulling the elbows back as if someone's tying those elbows together. Then come back forward. Now we can change the position of the hands so the fingertips point straight down. Now thumbs are to the sides, as if you're putting your hands in your back pockets. Again, elbows reach back, look up, pushing the hips forward, chest reaches up. And backward. And last variation, right hand reaches down to right heel, left hand up. And then switch sides. The left hand back to heel, right hand up. And then full variation of heel, both hands to heel. Reach that heart up, hips forward. No weight in the wrists. Come on up. Release the tops of the feet. Hips reach back. Sit back on your heels. I'm going to adjust myself on this mat. I'm going to go ahead and make space between the knees. So I'm going to bring my knees toward the outer edges of the mat. Then I'm going to come into a variation of child's pose. Chest comes forward. Chest can reach toward the earth. Forehead to the earth. Arms reach gently forward. So we don't need to like stretch them all as far as they go. Just let them reach forward and then relax. So this is the first completely relaxing pose we've gotten to. So I want you to really let everything else go. Let the belly be soft. The breath relaxed. Letting go. just bring the only awareness is to the breath. See if you can breathe 360 degrees, meaning into the side ribs, the back ribs, the belly. How full can your breath be? You'll notice your spine wants to undulate just a tiny bit with the breath, which is completely normal. Two more really deep, fill breaths and then extend, big exhale. And relaxation is very important. Let's go ahead and come off back up to this kneeling position, and then let's cross the ankles behind us and roll back to a seated position. We'll start with a cobbler pose, and then we'll go on to a few others before we come to our backs. Here I thought I was going to do a lot of seated positions, and then I got so excited by creating this series without wrists that we didn't even do it all. So obviously, when you're not wanting to use your upper arms, you can do a whole lot seated. Like a million poses, a whole hour's worth, no doubt. So here we are in cobbler pose. The soles of the feet are together. The knees are out at the angle that works for you. You can put blocks under them. And then let's forward fold. Stretching, bending at the hips. And again, upper body falling forward. Use that block as a headrest, or stacked hands or wrists. Come on back up, close the book, so to speak, bring your knees together, place your feet on the floor. Then from here, let's grab the outsides of your feet and then lift this crown of your head so you get this long spine, tip slightly back, and then show the bottoms of your feet forward. Our belly and thighs are together. And then keeping belly and thighs together, see if you can keep lifting your toes up, and you're going to find where that spot is, so much like a forward fold. Keep lifting through the heart, not rolling that lower back. And then slowly lower the feet till the shins are parallel again with the floor. Then we'll release the hands, create a little space here between this V. Palms face each other, and hold here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Set the feet down and give yourself that hug. Drop the head, open the space between those shoulder blades. Without going on the floor, we did a fair amount of back bending, right? Without doing a wheel or a back bend, we still did a lot to our, in our upper back, so just release that here in the hug. Go ahead and lift the crown of the head again. This time, hook your peace fingers on the big toe, and we're going to reach the heels up to the side. So, another balancing pose, lift the heart, and then the heels come out to make this V. Again, the back is elongated, the chest is reaching up. down. And then let's slide those heels forward for this L sit. Adjust your sits bones. And then, we're running out of time, let's do a basic forward fold. Slight bend in the knees, hands slide forward, and drop the head. The power of a forward fold. Come on back up. And even though, like I said, we could do an hour of seated poses, we're going to come to our back. Letting this class be what it wanted to be, right? Once we're to our back, start with that wonderful back massage. Rocking the hips, moving the knees to press different parts of the back into the mat. And then let's place the palms next to our hips. Bring both heels up far, legs up the wall. Then point the toes, and then we're going to drop the left and pull the right toward your head, and then switch. So we're doing long-legged scissor legs. But you could also do pedals, like bike pedaling. I'm showing you different options. And if you want more, you can lift your head. Scissor legs with head up. And I'm letting you decide the rate of your scissors. Lots of ways to do it. You can do one leg up and down, hold, up and down and hold, or simultaneously switching. I'm going to try different ways. Building some core strength. You get plenty of workout with scissor or bike pedaling also, especially with head up. So feel free to switch it up, and then when you feel like, I've had enough, place the head back down, bend the knees and bring them toward your chest. Let's grab those shins and really pull thighs to belly. Deep sigh. Then placing the right ankle on the left knee and place the left foot on the floor, left knee up. So we did tree pose. We're going to go a little further with this hip opening. Lift the head, reach the hand through the right hand through the triangle and grab the back of the leg for the shin. Bring the nose up toward the left knee. Squeezing in. Give it a nice hip stretch. Continue to hold on. Then put the head down. Breathing and staying present in the radiance of a sunrise. Remember that poem we started with? Go ahead and put the left foot down. Don't move the right foot yet. Then go ahead and slide the right knee over left knee. So I just slid the leg down so the legs are crossed. And then I'm going to drop the legs to the left. Now if the cross-legged is too much, then you can uncross them and just stack them like we usually do, but you could try the stacked if you want, or the foot. Just different variations of our twist. Arms can spread wider. Actually, let's do cactus arms because we did so many cactus arms, or W arms. And look to the right. So this is a little bit more of an active twist than our adjust it so it feels right to you. One big sigh there. Come back up. Unstack the knees. Place the right knee down. Let's do some windshield wiper legs before we go to the other side. And then plus left ankle on right knee. Turn the left knee out. Lift the head. Hand through the triangle. Grab the shin or the back of the thigh. Lift the nose toward the knee. Scrunch in. Opening that left hip now. Place the head down, but keep holding on to the knee, the shin, the back of the thigh. Stretching it out. Release your hands, place the right foot down, but then just slide this left ankle over so you're stacking your thighs like cross legs. Make those W arms or cactus arms. You can grab the outsides of your mat and then drop the legs to the right and eyes gaze to the left elbow. And then eyes can close. Deep sigh. Sink a little deeper into the twist. And then come back out of it. Unstack the legs. Bring the feet to the edges of the mat. Windshield wiper the knees. Put your hands on your lower ribs. Resting the hands and the palms and the wrists. And then, let's see, we have time. Bring your heels by your hips, hip width apart, and then let's lift and lower the tailbone again. Arms are by side, palms face down, just some lift and lower. Inhale up, exhale down, your rate. You can grab touch your ankles if you want. You can stay up at the top if you want. Or you can come back down. And then our final pose is Happy Baby and a Shavasana. So let's do Happy Baby. Rock and roll, recentering here. You can spread those legs wide like we did balancing just for contrast. Pull the knees in. Bring the soles of the feet together. So much you can do here in Happy Baby with these feet. Just like a baby, just be playful, explore. Oh. And when you've had enough, knees together, ankles together, shins together, and big toes. Wrap your hands around your shins, lift your nose toward your knees. Give yourself some love, a hug, a kiss. Squeeze tight. See how small you can be. And spread all the way out to Shavasana. Arms and legs can come off the mat. And sense that Notice what parts of your body are melting into the mat. What parts of your spine, your hips, your shoulders touch the mat. And on an exhale, see if you can let those parts sink deeper into the mat. Notice the back of your head, the weight of the head in the mat, on the mat. A deep sigh to release the arms, the hands, the legs, the soles of the feet, and the palms. Relaxing more and more. I'll read the poem again and then we'll rest here in Shavasana for a few minutes. Born again in radiance. Who can resist that first optimistic moment of dawn? The dazzling sliver of light, sun rising, rounding, making the profound shift from promise to presence. Every possibility contained in a single instant, light linking us to vastness, light reaching back to the formation of stars. Light that will not let us forget that we are daily born again in radiance. So I'll mind the time as you relax. From this place, bring one hand to the heart, one hand to the belly as we bring awareness again to our breath, to our own radiance. Feeling the rise and the fall. Sacredness of this being below your palms, this being that is you, remarkable, unique, individual, miracle. And then stretch those hands over the head, give the whole spine a wiggle as you roll to your right side, bringing your head to your upper arm, bring your knees toward your chest. Pausing here for gratitude, gratitude for all the gifts in your life. So many, so many. And then pushing yourself up to that seated position. This time we bring our hands to our heart. We end with 3 breaths. And I invite you to make some sound if you want. On the exhale, we inhale with a nice big sniff and exhale. Ah, ooh, oh, om. Whatever sound comes out, know that it is just right. Last breath. That spirit in me honors that in every single one of you. May you have an amazing couple days till I see you again, and namaste. Thanks for showing up. You are loved, loving, and lovable, and I'll see you next time.